For the last 2 years, I've been doing a lot of research. And I think most people think that I'm crazy, but it's okay. I am working on putting all of it together into a ebook that is going to be free as soon as it's available. But I wanted to talk a little bit about why I'm doing this. So, starting out, I love Jesus and I love people, even though most of them think I'm insane. I think that a lot of the problems with where America is right now is because we have the label of Christian, but most of us don't understand what that means anymore. Only 6% of Americans have a biblical worldview. Most of them don't attend church, and honestly, I don't blame them. A lot of churches are messed up. It is hard to find a good church. A lot of people have left the churches because of church hurt. It's a very real thing. But the problem is because the church has gotten away from the Bible. We preach what people want to hear rather than focusing on loving God and loving others. When you truly have a relationship with God, not just a schedule where you attend church to be good enough and you do all the right rituals, when you have a personal relationship with God, when you truly understand the gospel, it is life-changing. It gives you joy. It gives you patience. You treat people better. You have grace because you were given grace. And so you extend that to others. You forgive people. You see people like He sees them. The Bible was written by people that a lot of us would have written off. Paul literally killed Christians, and then he wrote how many books of the Bible? Honestly, I don't know. I need to look that up, but I know it was a lot of them. Peter walked with Jesus and then denied him. Still, he ended up being used by God. Moses killed someone, went into exile, and then delivered God's people. David, adultery, murder, still was a man after God's own heart. God will forgive you no matter what your background is. So who are we to write someone else off because of their current circumstances? Because God can pull anyone out of that. No one is beyond saving. But the thing is, when you truly understand the gospel, when you have a relationship with God, that changes you. So, although God will forgive you and you can spend eternity in heaven with Him, if you've done awful things, God's forgiveness does not excuse you from justice or consequences here on this earth. We are not above obeying the law. And so when you have someone maybe in a high position of power that has done a lot of controversial and awful things and is continuing to do awful things while claiming to be a Christian, that is something that needs to be looked at closely. And we shouldn't just be following people because they have a Christian label. We were told that wolves will present in sheep's clothing. We were told to test the fruits. And a lot of the people right now in the Christian community do not pass the fruit test. We are supposed to be discerning. We are supposed to know what the Bible says so we will know when something doesn't line up with it. If you are truly saved, you will accept the consequences. You will do your time. You will pay the fines because that's part of being truthful and honest. There's so much corruption right now in our nation, in the churches, in the government. That is why I've been doing what I've been doing. because there are so many people that are hurting and they write off Christianity because of their bad experiences. And again, I don't blame them. There are people that claim the label of Christian and do horrible things, and it's causing real damage. It is drawing people away from Jesus. And that is not what the church was called to do. We aren't here just to show up faithfully to church and live like hell through the week. Our real witness should be Monday through Sunday. When someone walks into you in Walmart, in a restaurant, out on the street, would they know that you're a Christian by the way that you act, by the way you treat others, by what you say, what you do? Because that's what matters. It doesn't matter what label you slap on. What matters is the fruit. I've spent a lifetime growing up with a Christian family, seeing great examples of actual Christianity, the love of Christ. I walked away from it for a decade because I thought I wasn't good enough. I came back about 2 years ago. When I was a kid, I was very interested in the end times. And 2 years ago, when I came back, I got really into researching all of this. And so for the last year and a half, I've been looking into end time prophecies. I have dug into different religions, different viewpoints within Christianity, the different denominations, what they believe and why. I've dug into history. I've looked at conspiracies, government programs, things that are happening now geopolitically. I've looked into current headlines, all kinds of stuff. I've looked into the alien disclosure. I've looked deep into Trump and the Epstein files. So many things have went into this, and it all comes back to the same points. This stuff was predicted in the Bible thousands of years ago. Evil is real and it is running wild right now. That was also prophesied thousands of years ago. The condition of the church right now was prophesied thousands of years ago. For the last 70 plus years, our society, our culture has been decaying. And it all lines up with when media became really influential. As the amount of time we've spent escaping in the screens went up, our relationship with God and our love for others and time we spend with others on real, authentic relationships went down. And the cultural decline that we've seen since then is all tied into it. I'm not asking you to agree with me on everything. I'm asking you, when I post this book, skim through it. You can be a Christian or have absolutely no beliefs in God. There's still something in here that you would find interesting. You can look at only the current events if you want, but it ties everything together. It has links to sources you can verify for yourself. It's important information that we need to be aware of. We need to know what's happening around us. And regardless of whether you believe in God or believe that Jesus is coming back or not, the people that are running the world right now are using the book of Revelation as a playbook. You need to know what it says. If you are a Christian, you need to be aware of what is happening. The Bible is absolutely important, but we need to open our eyes and see the world that we're living in too.